short break or a short, long break, however we want to call it. And now we go to the next issue. And remember, we are on Facebook at CAC TV Kenya and also on X. Our SMS number remains 0-220-044. Honorable Sabina, we talk about the leadership of women as evolving.
Yes.
How would you say that the leadership of women in Kenya, and especially with the new constitution, has continued to evolve?
I would say it has been slow, but I would say sure. And I want to honor all the women who are there before us, who are the trailblazers, the women who started getting into politics, whether through nomination, through election. I salute Honorable Charity Ngilu, who was the first woman to dare to become a president at a very young age. I salute Grace Opio. There are many, many women, I will not go through all of them, Mother Karua and the likes, who actually took the first step, the late Professor Wangari Maathai. And what I would say, from where they started and where we are, it has been a long journey, but positive. And I can say there's hope. There's a lot of hope in women leadership. Currently, from having 2 women governors, now having almost, there are 4 or 5 women governors. We have the governor of Meru, and unfortunately the battles that are facing her. We have the governor of Embu, and Mount Kenya, we are doing very well. I want to tell the people of Mount Kenya, well done. We have governor of Kirinyaga, we have governor of Homa Bay, and Kilifi. Yeah, there are 5. So we are doing well. For the women from the single constituency, we are now from 21 to around 29. And of course, the constitution gave us the 47 women reps that vie for those women positions. So I'll say it has been a gradual journey, but a very positive one. I want to salute the sacrifices that women do, because when a woman is in politics, when she goes for those meetings, when she travels, she leaves her home.
Yeah.
But when a man goes, there's a woman who is left behind.
You're right.
So even if you have a man who you leave at home, it is not the same when the children are missing their mother. So it's actually a big sacrifice. And I would say, having that the population of 51% of Kenyans are women, if women one day decide they would want a president, they can produce one. Yeah. And I know SG, even in church, you see the women leadership. It's not just in politics. We have seen the women who have broken the glass ceiling in corporate. Right. Even in church, we have seen women doing very well. And I know even the women movement in many churches is a very strong movement. And so when women, I normally say a woman nurtures. When you give her seed, after 9 months, she will give you a baby. And in equal measure, if you nurture, if you give her something negative, she will give you double in equal measure. But if you give her positivity, and women have a lot of energy. They started these small circles, the table banking. There are many things, positive things that they are doing. But that doesn't mean that when women get into position, they come to ignore or they ignore their men. No. It's that we walk along. You have had behind every successful man, there's a woman. And for sure also, even with women to be successful, I can tell you out of my own experience, that you also need a very strong man with you, because what happens is that if your man is a weak man, the minute you start becoming popular, he starts feeling bad, he starts feeling insecure.
Threatened.
So he feels threatened. So I salute also the women who are married to women politicians, because they are very strong men. And they have encouraged their wives to be there. And I can tell you, one day, I don't know when, I don't know how long it's going to take, but the day we will have a woman president, you have seen it in Tanzania. Tanzania at some point was very controversial, but when Samia came in, Suluhu, things have changed, things have cooled. Now Tanzania, even the Tanzania shilling is coming up very well. So because women, apart from that, we are very emotional, we also consider the entire family. There's a joke that we always say when we go to the politics, that when you give a man 10 shillings, maybe you'll go to the nearest shop, instead of 100 shillings, he will eat motura with his friends, and that's it. But for a woman, that 10 shillings, she'll buy kitungu, nyanya, it will feed the family. And when the man comes home, even if not provided, he will have something to eat on the table. So I trust in women leadership. I want to congratulate the ones who have gone before us, even the ones who have dared for governorship, the ones who have dared for senator, the ones who have dared for corporate, the ones who have dared even in the church leadership. I just want to tell them congratulations. And on the same breath, by the way, I remembered the PCMF, they were celebrating 50 years.
Yeah, 50 years.
I want to tell them again, congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, because we need strong men, because they are the seed carriers. If we don't have these seed carriers standing strong, then we will not also not have strong women in the society. And so I also want to take this opportunity to really congratulate the PCMF for 50 years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
PCMF, you are congratulated.
Yes.
It is because of your presence that we have strong women. And what we are getting from Honorable Sabina Chege, that we need to celebrate all women leaders who have dared and who have made it. So thank you so much, Honorable Sabina. Now, politics are always described to be muddy waters.
Yes.
Having gotten into politics for young, how have you been able to navigate these waters? And actually knowing even many men are not able to navigate. I'm one person who cannot dare get into politics. How have you been able to navigate through these muddy and murky waters?
As I said, I would say it's only through God's grace. It's not my wisdom. It's not through knowledge. I wouldn't brag and say, looking at where I came from, I am a child of a person who was unknown. My father was a driver in the ministry. My mom was a farmer, my late mother. She brought us up in a very humble background.
Good.
I went to school in the village, Kenyana Primary, finished in Matu in my grandmother's place, went to Mugori Girls High School. So I'm a village girl. I always say mimi ni kuku kienyeji.
Wow.
So I came to Nairobi and I came to the university, but before I went to the university, I became a house girl.
Wow.
I became a sales girl.
Yeah,
I have acted.
You're talking about Honorable Sabina Chege?
Yes, I've acted on TV. I have sung in songs.
Tausi.
Yes, I was in Tausi. So you can see, and today stand, I did my first degree in education.
Okay.
I did my second master's in communication. I did another master's in business management. Right now I'm finishing my PhD in communication. And I'm still, thank you. And I'm still a mother. I'm still making laws, positive laws in Kenya. We still pursue, even when things become very tough. When I retreat back, I normally go and just pray to God. And you know, there's a verse I like in the book of Ecclesiastes that says when times are good, you know, enjoy.
Exactly.
So when I'm having not the rough waters like they were before, I enjoy. Like now I have become the whip, I am enjoying. So when things become bad, the Bible tells you consider. It's a time to see. Sometimes I've not been on a lot of media because sometimes you need to sit down and consider. You rethink, you re-strategize.
Consider your ways.
Consider your ways. Look at the options. See, I buy the one on the wrong.
Presbyterians are very happy to hear that. That is a theme of the
Oh, I didn't know.
Consider your ways.
Yes. So you ask, did I miscalculate? Am I on the right track? Do I need to drop some friends? Do I need to change? Do I need to, change my way of doing things? That's the time to consider. And when things are very tough, you sleep. Just sleep. Don't talk. Because you will, when you're very upset, when you're pushed to the corner, you can speak things that you live to regret. So for me, my policy, when things are so now tough, and they are thick, I pause and I sleep.
Oh, great.
I'll switch on my phone.
I think I'll borrow that. Only that I might be asleep forever.
No, you can't. I switch off my phone. It's not once or twice I've deleted my WhatsApp and I have gone out of social media. When things become very tough and you're like, what is this? How am I benefiting from being on social media? You switch off, you delete your WhatsApp and take some time off, a month or a week or two. So when you come back, you're refreshed. You block, and especially when there are those negative things, don't read. Why do you want? And I block people.
That was my second question.
Yes.
How do you manage the social media with all the negativity, waking every day?
Me, I wake up and I'm told I'm trending. I normally ask, what is it again that I've done? But what I have learned is that block these things. And I'm not apologetic on the people I block on my Facebook page. Because if you come to my page to abuse me, it is my platform, it's my forum. If you have no respect for me, then why do I need to accommodate you? So you have to make a stand, block. You don't have to keep on reading those social media things. Sometimes just win off yourself social media, because we are seeing people who have committed suicide because of social media. People can wake up and create a story and judge you. And you know, what also the people behind them.
Being a woman.
Exactly. And the people, what they forget is apart from Sabina being a politician, that is just one of my many hats.
You're right.
I am a woman, I am a mother, I have children who are of age, they can read social media. I have friends, I have a family.
You're right.
And that's why I always tell people, if you're writing something, whether it's on a WhatsApp group, please know in that group there are people who love me. If you don't like me, it's not that you're the only one who don't.
Exactly.
There are people who love me on that page. And you'll be offending them thinking you're offending me. Number two, remember that person has a family. And I'm also for the policy, treat others the way you'd want to be treated. Treat others. If you write something negative, would you like somebody also to write the same bit about yourself? And judgment belongs to God.
Sure.
Sometimes I'm not 100%. I'll not come here and say I'm 100%. Neither is anyone. And that's why we say, God's mercies, they are new every morning. And that through God's mercy, that's how I managed to survive. Wow. I managed to wake up even during the very tough times. And I look forward for a better day. If I get a text from one of the children telling me I finished Form 4 or I finished university, you paid for my high school, you paid for my university, I am now working. I say, oh God, help me to just touch one more life.
Amen.
So that one gives me hope to move on without fear.
Yeah, that is the Honorable Sabina Chege. It is not easy to manage the social media with all the negativity, and especially being a woman. I am a man, and I can tell you it is not easy to manage social media, especially when many people are being pushed by jealousy, others are looking for your downfall. So that's a take home. Switch off from the social media platforms and do more meaningful things. Now, well, Christians, including the clergy, have been discouraged from joining active politics. And do you think this position of discouraging Christians and more so women from joining politics, do you think this is unfairly limiting women, and especially these women Christians who feel called? And maybe as you answer that, you can also tell us what exactly do you and caused you to, what enticed you to become a politician? And then this element, because I remember one time Vice President, Dr. Josephat Karamija, said politics is a game of thugs, something close to that. So how do you take this?
Well, let me say first that I was not attracted to politics. I never thought I'd become a politician. I never envied politicians. I was in the media from the time I was very young, at the age of 19 years.
Okay.
Before even joining university, that's when I joined the media. So I interacted with a lot of politicians, and I never envied them. I interviewed them. I never wanted to become a politician. Until the people and some elders from my village came to ask me to vie for MP in my constituency. And because I didn't want to vie, I didn't want to go and start saying negative things. I don't know how to say negative things about the other person, So I said, now what will I tell people this guy has done? So I told them the new constitution has come, and there's this position of women rep, which I will not be dethroning anyone. So why don't you guys try me on this? They gave me an opportunity, trusted me, and I thank them. Some of them, the late Wadu was from PCA Modidi. He was actually my mentor. He held my hand. He came for me. They came to my office many times. Unfortunately, we lost him before I became a member of parliament for him to see what he had started. But there are many young men from Modidi area that have actually mentored, that have gotten them jobs, that have been with them, courtesy of knowing Wadu. And so those were elderly, they were not my age mates. Actually, some of my age mates asked me, so apart from telling people you are a broadcaster, what are you going to tell them you're going to do for them?
Wow.
I remember one of my friends who was a person I trusted, because I didn't have money, that he would give me a little bit of some money. When I went to ask him for money, he said he would not give me money.
How old are you?
I was below 35 years.
It was very daring.
I was below 35.
Yeah.
And so when I asked him for money, he said he was not going to give me money, because I think he didn't think I would win. But secondly, he asked me, so Sabina, do you have a plan B? I asked him for what? So if you go and lose, what are you going to do? I told him I don't have a plan B, because my plan is win and plan B is win. So I don't have any other plan. And I'm going to win. And I won, and I thank God. My MD then was David Waweru. I was working for KBC and I was in charge of all commercial radio services. I was the controller of all commercial radio services. I was managing around 18 radio stations. When I gave my resignation letter, he said, this one I'm not filing. It will be kept here on my desk. If you go lose, we will assume we had not received this resignation letter. He was not so sure that I'd go and make it. But I thank God that when I went, God gave me favor. Just from nowhere, when we did CNA nominations, I got the highest percentage of votes in the whole country. When we did the general election, for the first time, 2012, I had more votes than the president himself in Muranga County, and more than the governor. And I was like, wow, so God, you can be able to do this for me. You know, there's a song I learned. It's an old song, but I learned it recently. It's a Kikuyu song. It says, Elohimu, niguo wekaga mundu utari kiene ukamutua mugai wa nyingi ndiari njui no ujikio ugai. It has been my song that has been ministering to me. So even when things go tough, I'm like, now this one I am done. And then like when the announcement was done, like now I'm the whip, I just said Elohimu niguo wekaga mundu utari kido ukamutua mutari wa nyingi ndiari njui no ndeithio Ngai ndiari njui no ndeithio. It has just been the heart of
the song, but I can't sing.
You know, you have to make joyful noise to the Lord. Yes. Sure. So that song really ministers to me because looking at, I am born in a family of 9. I'm the 9th born. Looking at my family background.
That was my second question. Are you the first born?
No, I'm the last born.
And where did you get all this fighting spirit from?
As I've said, it is the Lord's doing because I don't have anyone as a politician from my entire family. And I told you my mom was a farmer, my dad was a driver. And even my brothers, sometimes when we go home, they give me an assumption of a role like I'm the firstborn. Okay. So sometimes I'm like, in my family we have a pastor. Actually 2 of them, my sister who is in the US and my brother. And we have people from different, background. I am the only one who is a politician. But I thank God for my family because the day I went and I told my mother, and my late mother, and my father, I told him that I want to vie. My mother was like, I don't think this is the line you want to go. Then I called my brothers and we prayed about it. But my foundation, from the time I said I'm going to vie, my family prayed for me. I went to talk to my bishop. My bishop prayed for me. We had an interdenomination prayers. And my campaigns have been, I've never gone with a secular musician in my campaigns. I normally go, we get a microphone, we sing the gospel music. Then when we finish, I call someone and I'm like, who is going to pray for us? That has really been my help. And I would say that has been my help. So even when things are very good, I accept, even when I win, with a lot of humility. And when things are very bad, I also have an understanding that God that gives the good times is also is still God in bad times.
The God of the forest is the God of the mountains.
This was my testing time, 2017 October, when I lost my mother through a road accident. And that was when God really tested me. I had just won. Then there was a repeat election for Uhuru Kenyatta, and I was among the main people who were heading the campaigns. And then my mom comes home, and when she's going home there with my dad, she gets an accident. And my dad stays in ICU for more than 2 months. We didn't know whether he will survive or he will die. And so at that time you ask God, so really, are you still there? You know, when you feel that God is silent on this one, I am not so sure you are still there. But he kept on reminding me that he's the God of the mountain and the God of the valleys. And that one really has, I think I was being prepared for tough times. Because sometimes you'll ask yourself, so after being nominated, what else was I looking for? I would have just sat plenty in Parliament. I keep quiet and say, I don't want anything else. But really, was I nominated to go to Parliament to keep quiet? There are many people who depend on me. When a new government comes, there are many challenges. So am I supposed just to be throwing stones to tell people, I told you not to elect this government, look how things are? No. If this country goes down, I am part of it. I'll go down. My children will go down with this country. So God has given me an opportunity to make a difference. And that's why sometimes we make very tough decisions. Some people will think because you have been given something or it's selfish. It is not. It's actually where you offer yourself. And I was laughing with my colleagues the time we went to meet the president, and we went to meet with the deputy president. And when we did that decision, a lot of our people who are in positions were being fired. Every Friday, there were people who were being fired. Right. So he said, first and foremost, we want to go and see the deputy president and tell him, these people served the government of the day. They'll still serve you. Please stop firing them.
Wow.
And then so we said, what would happen? We said, like the lepers, if we stay here, we will die.
Yeah.
If we go, people will bash us, we'll still die. So it's better we die when we have already given our position. And I thank God we have not died. But we have seen the progress of dialogue in this country.
That was your Esther moment.
Yes. Yes. And the favor that God has given us, even given me as a person, I don't take it for granted. Okay. I know God wants me to do something in this country. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you. I've not still figured it what it is. But I know one day it will come to manifest. And I'm waiting for that moment. Because the way I have been passed through fire, the way things have been, I know now, there's a better plan.
What are your aspirations as a woman leader?
To make a difference.
To make a difference.
In whichever way. If I'll make a difference when I'm a politician or in the highest political field, why not? Yeah. If God would grant me the highest office in this country one day, Amen. I'll take it with a lot of humility. If it's through ministering, through my foundation, if it's through the church, I would like working with the youth. Right. If God would want to use me through the church,
He calls me,
I will go. Yes, and that's my attitude, and that's where I stand.
And this is very encouraging.
Yeah.
And, well, this is a very demanding life, if I can call it, as a politician. How do you balance your family life and your political life?
When I did my second master's, there was some leadership course that I went through, and we did something called the 360 evaluation of who you are. And so I learned the hard way, learning to say no. Even when sometimes you might hurt a few people, you have to divide your time well. You must create time for your family, you must create time for your politics, and you also must create time for yourself.
Yeah.
And you should not feel guilty when you have time for yourself. Because what happens is sometimes, and especially in politics, you wake up in the morning, somebody is in hospital, somebody has died, somebody has a bill, somebody... I went through a very hard time within my first 1 year because women rep, we didn't have any finances. I was elected more votes than the governor. The governor has finances, he has people, ward representatives, he has people he can send around. And so me, I had to run around. I was admitted in hospital. And they checked, there was nothing. So the doctor looked and said, it's just fatigue, you need to slow down. When I did that course, I learned that I can be told the president is coming to your county, but because there was something else that I had planned to do, and it was urgent, it's not that it will be lack of respect that the president in my county have not gone. I'll take an opportunity and maybe send a text or call him and say, Your Excellency, I've not managed to join you because there was already this thing. But sometimes you can break your back running. And this is not just to politicians, even to yourself, SG. When you leave this office, somebody will come in.
Definitely.
And you will be replaced immediately. You have seen politicians die. They die in the morning. By midday, there's somebody acting. But immediately you are buried, you are forgotten. So nobody is indispensable. And all these positions are not permanent. So it is important to know how to balance your life. I've also learned not to forget my old friends. I still have some friends who were my friends when I was in the media. We still catch up.
So you didn't...
No.
What do you call it?
Roll up the windows.
The window.
Well, I would say majority of them. Maybe you might not be able to reach out to everybody because you also need to focus and know where you are headed to. But some of those, and I will give you an example of a lady called Joki Waburo. She's like my small sister.
She's also my friend.
And I met her when I was in Kameme.
Wow.
When I left Kameme, I went to World Space Africa. She was still my friend. I came back to KBC. She was still my friend. I went to politics. She's still my friend. Even today, our children know each other. We visit each other. We share occasions. If I have something happening in my house, I can leave Joki cooking and I go and come back and I know everything will be fine. That is just one example. So there are people, there are friends that we have stuck with them for a very long time. There are others who came along And they came for the purposes that they wanted
For a
season and left.
Yeah.
So I've also learned to differentiate. Were you there for a season? Yeah. And some of them, it has been very painful to let go. Some of them have really been a very big letdown.
You're right.
And they hurt you so much. But you say, it's okay, let me let go and let God. And with that, I have managed to really have a clear way forward. And I don't hang on. If something doesn't work, I say, if I lose, I don't lose the lesson. I don't have any regrets. So far, on any decision I've made, whether it's political, on my personal life, I only say that God was preparing me for something else. Yeah.
Ah, good. This is great. CAC TV at Kenya, at CAC TV Kenya, and also Facebook and X. Keep following, keep asking those questions. In studio, we have Honorable Sabina Chege, and she is great, and you hear that she is able to balance all these matters. Now, well, in your political life, although it's like you mentioned, which point can you describe as your lowest point in your political career as a woman?
My lowest point was when I was just recently, like 2 or 3 months ago, when I was beaten by my fellow women in Parliament, and they broke my hand and they stole my phone.
Did I see that?
That was my lowest, because it is okay for men to beat a woman, but not for women to beat another woman. And they were beating me for a position that was done by the speaker. They are beating me because the speaker said that somebody was going to court. I'm not the one who had gone to court. And they came and attacked me. That was my lowest. I felt so bad. I didn't
see that.
It was there like 3 months ago, when this position of what push the position of the whip.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That one was, I felt bad, because being attacked by your own colleagues, not strangers, and not men. The men stood at the side. They let the women come and attack me. So, and then there were students, there were children in Parliament. I was like, what are we showing the children? It was very bad. I've never recovered my iPhone till now. So, you know, you're not staying with strangers. They're not thieves. They are your colleagues. So why would anyone take my phone? And what did you want to go do with it? You know, politics is never that serious. We need to learn how to respect people's stance. If I feel I don't want to be in Azimio, you did not also welcome it. I am the one who made a decision to support Azimio. And when I also want to leave, it is my personal decision. It is not that I have to come. We don't have to do things the same. And times change, seasons change, people change.
Good.
So that was the most devastating bit.
I never got. And what is your highest point? You feel this is it in your political life?
The highest points have been many. During my tenure, when I've seen and I've met students, as I've said, through my foundation, who have graduated, who have, you know, whom I have touched their lives, that has been my best moment. There are many. You know, when somebody just writes a letter and just says, you know, you helped me, this is where I am. And when I have received the awards several times of being the best women rep when I was a woman rep, there's a time I also received the best woman legislature. I had done the many bills last parliament. I'm the one who won that as a best woman. So it tells you somebody somewhere appreciates what you're doing. Rarely would you, in politics, do you get people to give you something or to tell you thank you. So those moments have been my best moments in politics. And of course, you know, when you win. Really, you feel good. So
thank you.
I have had very many good moments and a few bad ones.
So as we come to a close and as we almost get there, now there is a saying among women in this country, not just here, but even beyond, that the future of Kenya is a woman. How realizable is that, according to you?
It is very easy. If women are serious and they come together. If men, the way you trust us with your socks, with us preparing for you a meal, with us being the treasurers, and you know, with your resources and finances, we can. The way you trust us with your children. you know, traditionally, you know, when you would go visit a homestead and find the man, you ask whether the owners are there. If the wife is there, they would say the owners are not here.
You're right.
When we get that sense of that women can actually be responsible, that sense of women can be able to turn around this country, we will achieve it very fast, we'll achieve it, and we'll be happy. All I can promise that when we have a woman at the head of this nation, we'll be very happy.
Amen.
Yeah.
So we look forward to that the future of this nation, the future of our organizations, the future of politics in Kenya is a woman. And therefore, today we had Honorable Sabina Chege in our Uongozini show. It has been great. I will thank her. So what is your parting shot as we close the show as a woman leader, one of the most celebrated woman leader in Kenya? What is your parting shot?
My parting shot is to everyone who is a leader. You can be a youth leader, you can be a church leader, you can be a political leader, you can be a leader in your organization. I just say serve like there is no tomorrow. And serve in such a way that when you leave the position, because no position is permanent, that people will remember you in a very positive way. People will celebrate you. People will miss you. And when you're gone, people will cry. Was it Dorcas? When they cry because of the good deeds that you did. Serve like you are serving God. Because God gives us an opportunity to serve in various platforms, not only political. But when you're given a position, serve like you are serving God himself. Because God is the one who sees our potential. He knows what we can be able to do. He knows what we do wrong and what we do in the right way. So serve like you're serving God.
Yes.
That is my parting.
Serve wholeheartedly. Serve with all your energy. Be a leader at whichever circle you've been called. Be a leader at home. Be a leader in the church. Be a leader at the national politics. That is what Honorable Sabina Chege has been able to demonstrate and to explain. Thank you. As we continue with the Uongozini show next month, we wish you well. And from us here in the studio, thank you for all your responses. Thank you for all your comments. We look forward to another show. May God bless you and have a good night. Thank you.
And be safe from El Nino. It's raining.
Yeah. It is raining. Be safe out there. We had to change the venue because of the heavy rain which we are having here. May God bless you and have a good night. Thank you and welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.